promise to not take too much of your time, but there is a lot that I need to say, and I always like to touch base with you all when I can. So let's discuss what I've got planned for this channel moving forward. But first, did you know that I have a Patreon? Or a Ko-Fi? Ko-Fi? Well, I do, and if you want to continue to see more content from me, then I would greatly appreciate you at least checking out both options. The Patreon in particular has a bunch of neat perks, such as access to a private Discord server, and being able to see a new video 3 days before it goes live. So go ahead and check out patreon.com/clayentertainment, as well as ko-fi.com/clayentertainment, if you would like to support me further. But of course, I appreciate you simply watching and engaging with my content just in general, because that also helps out a ton. Alright, let's get down to business. I want to start off by talking about the life of an Inkling, just overall, and what's in store regarding the future of the series. Firstly, I am beyond thankful for the amount of support that Chapter 2 Overcoming has gotten. At the time of writing the script, it's on track to reach 5,000 views, and all the comments, the overall reception, seems to be generally positive. I am really glad that everyone is loving the story thus far, and that you cannot wait for the next chapter. Rest assured that I will also take the constructive criticism from both you guys and my peers to ensure that this series can be as polished as possible. Which sorta leads us into the main reason this video exists in the first place. Chapter 2 as a whole took me a little over a year to complete from start to finish. And while I'm still grateful for the response you all have given it, working on it wasn't no easy feat. While I was animating Chapter 2, I was also working on some animation exercises, which, no doubt, were extremely helpful. Not only for working on the life of an Inkling, but for future things as well. Trying to juggle both of these was a little tricky, but I'm still proud of what I was able to accomplish given the circumstances. However, I think the main cause for Chapter 2's longer than intended work cycle was due to me getting a part-time job towards the end of last year. And honestly, it was a major struggle some days to even think about working on Chapter 2 at all, let alone anything content related. That's also why the weekly streams have been so sporadic as well. Do you guys even know that I try to stream once a week? So you're probably wondering, what's the plan, Nick? Are you gonna cancel the life of an Inkling? What, are you crazy? Trust me, that's one of the last things I want to do. But I will be taking a little break from working on it. The other last thing that doesn't need to happen is for me to risk burning out from the project entirely. But does this mean there's not going to be content posted on the channel until then? Of course not! And I know. The animations that I've posted over the years have become part of the channel's main identity. It's what I originally set out to do when I first started making content all the way back in middle school. Quality notwithstanding. But over the years, I've dabbled in creating some other things, and I've been slowly wanting to introduce these ideas on top of the animations. Make no mistake, I love the fact that I'm even able to work on something like the life of an Inkling in the first place. And I absolutely love that a lot of you are just as invested in watching it as I am when I'm working on it. And at the same time, I need to address the elephant in the room. Now, I don't want anyone to misunderstand what I'm saying here. I love and appreciate all the support that the life of an Inkling and any other animation I've made has received. But at the moment, there are some other projects that I would like to work on now that Chapter 2 is wrapped up. Thankfully, I have definite, concrete ideas for future content that I'll be creating. You can still expect shorter animations to be made, of which I have a couple of ideas for already, but you can also expect other forms of content to come to this channel in addition to those. I like the idea of creating things like video essays, because not only would they be beneficial for general video editing, but they can also give me a space to talk about, well, really anything. There are a bunch of things that I love outside of Splatoon, and I would really love to share my adoration of those things. They would be the kind of things that I could go on literal hours talking about. And I've even got a long list of said ideas already written out. But in order for them to work, I would have to come up with some way so that they can fit the identity of the channel more. I'm sure I'll figure something out. Aside from the animations and video essays, I will continue to upload mashups to the channel too. Little fun fact, but when I first started creating content on YouTube, Animations and mashups were the things that I would upload on here. Except all of my old mashups were removed years ago for some reason. I honestly can't say why I even did that. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring this idea back because, well, I didn't stop making them. And it's also to ensure that I have some form of a consistent upload schedule every week, so that YouTube doesn't think my channel is dead. Which was why my monetization status was stripped from me in the first place. Typically, I try to upload these every Sunday morning, so I encourage you to check these out. They act as yet another way for me to share my passion with the things that I enjoy. Here, take a listen to some of them.
I'm a sharpshooter. I post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mind, revealing dawn. Oh no, my breaking on down, get to in the sheen of bed.
I even have a playlist of all the ones I've already made, so be sure to give them all a listen. And if there isn't a mashup upload on any given week, I've been thinking about uploading some drawing time-lapses. I generally post these on social media, but I was thinking that they would be a nice little addition on here too, since I try to get a drawing done at least once a month. The only difference now will be an addition of some text and possibly some music. And these would most likely end up as YouTube shorts. Finally, I will continue to stream once every week, with them starting around 2 PM PST. Whatever day I am able to. I have to apologize for the very vague statement, but when you're working a part-time job, not knowing what your schedule will be like the following week, it's hard to pinpoint a day for streaming. But what about the life of an Inkling? I'm glad you asked, random cartoon person. When I'm rested and when my head's in the right space, I will continue to work on what's next for the life of an Inkling. There is quite a lot that needs to get done before we can even move on to the next chapter of the story. But I will do my best to slowly chip away at things as I create the other type of content that I mentioned. But in case you're curious of what I've got planned next, here's the general rundown. The opening sequence will be getting remastered, and at some point, we will hold voice actor auditions for the characters. If all goes well, the VAs will make their official debut in Chapter 3. However, I must stress once again that if you want to see that become a reality, supporting the Patreon or even the Ko-Fi is your best bet. I would like to give my future voice actors proper compensation if and when they do get hired. So please, consider helping me out. Man, that was a lot. Well, regardless, I want to thank you all for sticking around and listening to me ramble on and on. I just wanted to let you all know how I've been feeling, and honestly, I was a little nervous to speak openly about what's been going on. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I'm sorry if any of what I've said was surprising to hear. I just wanted to be informative and respectful, while at the same time letting you all know what to expect from the channel in terms of future content, animation or otherwise. So I encourage you all to check out what else I have to offer on this channel, and I hope you look forward to what I have in store. With all of that said, thank you all so much again for watching, and until next time, remember to take it easy, everybody.